All right. Good evening from Vancouver, Canada. My name is Niels, and I'm one of the directors and co-founders of the Northstar Forwarders Alliance, the first network that is dedicated to FCL forwarding. On behalf of our team, welcome to our orientation meeting. Before we start with our program, I would like to request if you can switch to speaker view. Today's meeting will last about 40 minutes, and to start off the program, we have a community open mic that is open to everyone, which is hosted by my partner, Christian. Christian, how are you today?
Good, I'm doing well. Thank you very much, Niels. Hi, everyone. My name is Christian, and welcome to the Northstar orientation meeting. I'll be hosting the community open mic for the next few minutes, where we get the chance to meet some of the companies that are attending here today. So please turn on your cameras for this segment. And let me go through the gallery view to call out some names. And when I call your name, please unmute yourself and give us a short introduction about yourself, where you're from, which company you represent, and how you're doing today. So let me get started with Tuna. Tuna, how are you doing? Can you unmute yourself and give us a short introduction about yourself and your company?
Of course, Christian. Hello, everybody. First of all, I want to say Happy Women's Day to my old team, to all women in the team. And then I'm Tuna Özbek from İDA Freight Forwarders. Sorry. I'm on my phone and I receive a call. Okay, possible to hear?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Okay. I attended on behalf of Tura and me, and Tura is busy and it's not possible to join today. So I'm also network responsible and business development responsible of the IDA. So it's our pleasure to be around the youth in this meeting. And I'm willing to listen all the things from the experienced team. So goodbye to everybody, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you for your short introduction. Since it's Women's Day today, maybe we can continue with the women here. Hannah, how are you doing today? Maybe you can give us a short intro about your company and yourself. That would be very nice.
Hi, actually, I'm just here on behalf of my colleague. She's unfortunately on MC. So I'm from Malaysia. We're from Malaysia, Elan International. Actually, we do FCL, LCL, F-Freight, C-Freight, all of those. We have our own custom broker's license, and we can handle DDU and all those. Yeah, basically, that's
Okay.
about it.
Thank you very much from Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me move on to Miss Angeline Mary from Singapore. How are you doing today? Angeline, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay. Let me move on to Nermin. Nermin, is that correct? Is that the right way to say? Okay, Nermin, can you please unmute yourself so everyone can hear you? Sorry, Nermin, we cannot hear you right now. You have to unmute yourself. There you go.
Sorry, it wasn't unmuted yet. Good morning, everybody. Actually, my name is Nermin Aydel. I'm from Egypt. My company is it's B2B shipping services. We're dealing in FCL and LCL. Mainly, we're handling all the shipping logistics services. We've been in the market since almost 20 years right now. And we're eager to do business with other team members here.
Okay, sorry, I didn't catch that. Which country are you from?
Yes, I'm from Egypt.
Egypt. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me move on to some of our colleagues here. Let me take a look. Mr. Gil Juan Lee. Mr. Gil Juan Lee, how are you doing today? Could you please unmute yourself?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, everyone? I'm from Korea. My name is SJ Cargo Company Limited. Yes. Thank you very much for all your staff to invite me to this valued association. Yes, we are very interesting and then develop the business in freight forwarding business with all together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Let me move on to maybe a last one more, Mr. Edgar Yo. How are you doing, Edgar? Edgar, could you give us a
Yeah, hi, good day to all of you. My name is Edgar from Singapore. Greetings. We are also dealing with freight forwarding logistics for air, sea, land, almost everything except for courier services. Yeah, and nice to know you all. Hope to see you all again and maybe have some business participation. Thank you.
Thank you, Edgar. Okay, let me move on to the next segment. Thank you very much for attending the community open mic. We will now introduce to you who we are, what Northstar is all about with a short network introduction video about us. So AJ, could you please roll the video?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Northstar team, it's our pleasure to welcome you all to our Northstar orientation meeting. During this meeting, you will learn all the ins and outs about Northstar directly from the founders. It's a fantastic opportunity to meet virtually everyone and to learn more about this group and develop business opportunities together. Last year has truly been an exceptional year on all fronts. And if there's one thing last year has shown us, then it's the realization that sea freight is one of the backbone industries for our society to continue to thrive. Before I begin with introducing Northstar to you, I will guide you through the agenda for today. Today's meeting will last about 40 minutes or so with the following program. After the presentation about Northstar, we'll be having a
managing the
Q&A to
transportation.
answer all of your questions about our network, followed by the keynote presentation on logistics trends after COVID-19. Northstar is the newest brand under the parent company RW Solutions, which is a network management company that was founded in Hong Kong in 2002 and has its operational arm in the Philippines. RW Solutions, meanwhile, has 8 freight forwarding networks that are into industry niches. We believe that networks should be themed according to their handling advantages and interests for members to engage into more meaningful business exchanges, with more qualified networking across various brands. At present, we have more than 900 members from 100 countries under the RW umbrella, Northstar being the youngest network in the group. We are glad to inform you that we're now at 42 founding members, with another 150 interested FCL forwarders from all over the world and still growing. We believe that it is really important to re-establish networks worldwide to find new ways and partners in coming up with new solutions together. Especially in such volatile times, companies that are active in their markets will benefit from the changes the most. We are glad to see continued interest in our network and really look forward to our in-person launch meeting later this year. During the course of our development phase, before our launch, we will be releasing our founders agency list every 3 months to keep our community updated. Our agency list features the profile of our FCL founding members, shipping line contracts, and regular inbound and outbound business lanes. So what are the benefits of being part of Northstar? As members of the network, this is a venue to meet and partner with FCL forwarding partners worldwide. This is a continued project for us to grow the network and continuously offer more agents worldwide. While the quality of our partners is very important to us, it is likewise important to make sure that any payment issues are settled amongst the partners. As a network, we bring the initial trust for members to be able to start business with ease and offer payment protection for all members. To avoid bad companies to be part of the network, we screen members before being able to be part of our official agency list. For this, we also do background checking on applying companies through several sources. This is to ensure that companies that are part of the network are screened and approved by the network. We host annual AGM meetings for members to personally meet. It's our pleasure to announce that we are now officially launching the first network dedicated to FCL forwarders this September 26 to 29, 2022 at the Shangri-La Bangkok Hotel in Bangkok, Thailand. Don't miss this chance to be part of this much-awaited networking event for freight forwarders. Please register here. As a proactive network management company, we attend various trade shows where we promote Northstar and our agency list. Our favorite events are Transport Logistics in Munich, that happens every 2 years, as well as the Intermodal in Sao Paulo, Brazil. During these expos, we exhibit and we also offer social activities for our members. Our agency list is unique. We highlight the relationships of our FCL members with shipping lines. If there are volume deals that fellow Northstar partners with shipping lines, we showcase this directly with the agency list and our other members to be aware of and possibly inquire about. With a wide variety of partners, we will be able to leverage on existing relationships with various shipping lines. I always wondered why there was not one agency list that is designed to feature shipping line contracts, so we're glad to be the first one in this direction. What are the unique opportunities when being part of an FCL network? Alone by being part of Northstar, you will already know that all the partners are part of Northstar that are mainly interested in further developing FCL business. Many times, shipping line relationships alone are not enough to add value for customers to want to do business with. You might want to use SOC containers for which you need a partner to look for your return traffic, or discover a new way of transloading cargo to access and create services with the use of different shipping lines. Are collapsible containers a viable option for port pairs that have imbalance of cargo to reduce repositioning charges? Or find new transshipment ports for your current business? All these opportunities are still to be found together with partners of Northstar by starting a conversation and asking the right questions. For the founders that are here, please note that while you are already a founder of the network, we will only start counting your 1-year membership on the day when we have our first physical meeting. This means that being part of the network as early as now gives you free networking value until the launch date. We will continue to have more activities to build our community, and thank you for being part of our journey as early as now.
Welcome to Northstar, the first network dedicated for FCL forwarders. We hope you will enjoy our program today. Let's make new friends and find new opportunities to look forward to in our ever-changing world of logistics. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Niels. Now that you know who we are, we're opening up the table to basically answer your questions. We will be happy to assist. But before that, let me ask Niels some of the common questions that we come across in our orientation meetings. So one of the most common questions is, how many members do you accept per country, and how many members do you have in my country?
Yes, indeed. That is a very common question. At the moment, we accept 5 members per country. If the network believes that we should increase it based on geographical or economic size of a country, then we do that. There might be a time also where more members might be needed in a certain country because we are starting to become full in other countries as well. So to have a balanced approach is very important for us. but we start off with 5 members per country at this point in time. For those that are interested in finding out how many members we have in your country right now, please leave us a message in the chat box and put your email address there, and we'll be happy to send you the number of members there are in your specific territory.
Okay. Let me move on to the second question. How do you background check your partners?
Right. So an important point when joining a network, obviously, is you're joining because you want to make sure that you're working with trustworthy partners. So our job as a network management company is to take care of that for you. And we do this through various means. Obviously, we work with third-party information providers. We work with FDRS, for example. We work with also local associations where you should be registered normally. And we also obviously check company names and directors that are registered under that particular company, if any records can be found or not. Yeah, and we also want to, of course, check how many years your company has been active in the business. And much like banks do when they check for credit card applications, we do a due diligence on the persons and on the companies that are basically applying to be our member. So these are, let me say, the basic steps we undertake for now.
Okay. How much credit do you provide to your partners, and how do you protect yourself?
Yes, so many times we give each other credit that is not really clear, or we assume that we have to give you credit because you're part of a network. Actually, that is not the case. Deciding on your payment terms is something that has to be made clear ahead of time, of course. As long as both parties agree to the payment terms, then there's nothing in the way for you to proceed in that way. We as a network, we step in if there's a dispute at the end, of course. With our payment protection, we also ensure that that your business is safe and secured for the duration of your transaction. That's why we have a payment protection also in place. It's a tool that bridges also the initial trust that might be lacking between two agents, and that further protects you from any additional credit risk. This is one of the many reasons why companies decide to be part and decide to join a network, frankly, because of payment protection. And here also is very important, if you as a freight forwarder are doing your due diligence on a network, to join a network, you have to also make sure that the company or the network you're joining is financially strong enough, because there is no commercial insurance available to provide payment protection for its members. All the networks that are in existence as of today are all self-insured. So if there's a network out there that says, oh, we are providing $100,000 payment protection, please make sure that that network has the financial means to do that and to provide that coverage for each and every member. We have, in the meantime, after being 20 years in the business, saved enough resources to be able to provide a meaningful payment protection for all our members. So that's something very important when considering joining a network.
Okay, thank you very much, Niels. We would like to open up the floor for your questions, so feel free to ask us any of your questions, and we will try our best to answer to them.
You can also, if you're too shy to speak up in the camera, you can also leave a question in the chat box. We'll try to read them and try to answer your question in the chat box if you want. It's an opportunity for you to talk to us and to ask us directly if you wish to know something. I'll be happy to answer any of your concerns, and Christian too, of course.
I think we have Kevin there interested. Maybe Kevin, you can unmute yourself.
I want to ask, we are the uncle of two office, one in Singapore, another one in Taiwan. Yeah. So if we want to, we are not a member yet. So if we want to join the this networking, so how shall we proceed? So I need to like separately join in, or you have like another like policy for the like this kind of we have a different country in the same group.
Yes, so typically you can register your office. You would have to decide which one is your headquarter first. We do provide the opportunity for you to register branch offices, but that's usually for an office within the same country only. So let's say you had multiple offices within Singapore, which of course wouldn't make sense for freight forwarders to have multiple offices in Singapore, I assume, at this stage. You're looking to add your Taiwan office. That would be considered as a separate application. So it would be considered as another HQ as well. So you can apply for both offices as individual headquarters of your entity.
All right, understand. All right, thank you.
Maybe Kevin, I could also recommend if you would like to, get familiar with the network, to start with one office first. To then get familiar with the contacts, and then after you join with one office and attend our event, and if you would like to then expand your coverage to another office, then maybe that would be on a year 2 onwards. I could recommend.
All right, yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. I think we have Angeline from Singapore.
Yes, hi. I'm Angeline from Top Ocean Singapore office. I would like to know, as global FCL is main focus is in FCL, and is there any service contracts that you have for FCLs, and which are the sectors that you have? Then, and also, what is the possibility of getting the space? Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, as a network organizer, we don't really engage into freight forwarding directly. The freight forwarding business is the business of our members. And this is why we like to showcase the service contracts of our members on our agency list. If you have any service contracts that you would like to feature and would like to promote to the other members to make use of, then this is something that we're more than happy to showcase on our agency list for everyone else to understand, appreciate, and make use of also. But as a network organizer ourselves, we're more into facilitating the networking amongst freight forwarders, really. That is our main, main activity.
That's right. And having said that, if you do attend our members meetings and you sit together with like-minded agents that might be working with the same shipping lines, then I'm sure you can bang your heads together and try to work out which shipping line to attack for a common contract, for example. We're here to facilitate that for you. We're here to give you information with regards to other members having contracts in place. And if there's a possibility for you to join forces with other existing members, then that would be the opportunity there.
Okay. Angeline, any follow-up question?
Thank you for that answer. So how do we, let's say, for example, we Top Ocean, we have contracts. How do we bring this to the network? And how do we know the other partners who are in this network has contracts? So could you please give some examples? How does this work?
Yeah, basically we publish an agency list on a regular basis. That agency list is accessed by our members as soon as they would like to develop business within the network. And in that agency list, we can then, beside your name, we can then showcase which service contracts you have actively under your company. This agency list is designed on a per country level, on a per country basis, since the network is basically accepting members on a per country basis. So that's basically the reference, the main reference of a member as soon as they're wanting to interact with another member within the network. Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Angeline. And Angeline, hi to Thomas also, please. Thomas is your colleague,
Sure, I
right?
will. Thank you, Chris. Yes, he is.
Okay, all right. Do we have
Thank
any
you, Christian.
questions?
I will surely relay the message.
For sure.
Yes, sure.
Do we have any questions maybe in the chat box? Not sure. We have
No.
none, right? Okay, perhaps does anyone want to ask another question?
I think we can move on.
Move on, okay. So
Yes, so I think that's my part here. We will proceed now with our next segment, which is a keynote, a short keynote presentation that I have made on the dynamics in the world of COVID-19, or logistics dynamics in the world of COVID-19. I'm sure you're familiar with many of these concepts already, but nevertheless, this is a great refresher on everything that's been going on and that is still going on.
What are the consequences of this pandemic for the logistics industry? Everybody knows COVID has severely changed the way we live, the way we interact with people, and how it is impacting the economy. There are, in addition, a whole set of logistical challenges in the background that people are not aware of yet. Logistics is a $10 trillion industry and employs hundreds of millions of workers worldwide. It is in charge of stocking our supermarket shelves with daily necessities, making sure we get our Amazon orders delivered on time, and providing hospitals with the much needed PPE and medical supplies. Despite extraordinary circumstances, logistics professionals, freight forwarders, and truck drivers from around the world have been working some serious overtime to overcome the enormous difficulties posed by the coronavirus crisis. What are the consequences of this pandemic for the logistics industry? At the start of the pandemic, the sea freight sector dramatically limited the supply of space by using ad hoc cancellations of scheduled services known as blank sailings, much to the frustration of shippers that had loaded up their goods onto containers just to realize they weren't leaving anytime soon. This in turn triggered a huge demand for warehousing space, as those goods packed in containers needed to be stored while waiting for the shipping schedules to resume. Many of us are well aware that the sea freight sector has been hit by a multitude of problems, from the recent Suez Canal blockage to the massive imbalance of container availability and the more recent port congestions as activity resumes. We all know the air freight sector experienced a huge reduction in capacity. Belly hold space will remain severely constrained until at least 2024, by when the International Air Transport Association expects a recovery of air travel to pre-virus levels. Ongoing space limitations in air freight means rates will remain high, triggering shifts for alternative modes of transportation. With both sea freight and air freight facing space issues, old traditional transport routes have been revisited and put to the test again. Particularly the Silk Route has boomed from the pandemic, experienced a 70% increase compared to the year before. However, this alternative only answers to 3% of the space demand between China and Europe. Because of the volatility of international transport modes, shippers and consignees realize that they can't solely rely on the highly vulnerable shipping industry. The key to their sustained business success is to find a right balance between transporting their goods from foreign markets and holding inventory within their local consumer markets. Keeping larger inventory will no longer be perceived as the devil. In fact, many of the finely tuned just-in-time supply chain systems will be replaced with business models incorporating buffer inventories and safety stocks. This will again result in increased demand for warehousing space to store the additional inventory. And because of a volatile long-haul international shipping system, more regional and localized supply chains will emerge from after the pandemic. Instead of shipping from across the world, companies will deliver from a neighboring country or even from the same country itself. The good news is, when products are produced entirely within a single country, the freight is typically touched 8 to 12 times within that country, which is 4 times the quantity compared to the goods being imported. The greatest COVID impact on logistics will come from a move towards a much more regionalized approach, resulting in less miles, but more moves and continuous modal shifts in an effort to adapt, whilst increasing opportunities for warehousing and ground-based road and rail freight transport networks. The logistics industry facilitates global trade and relentlessly serves the needs of business and consumers, constantly connecting supply and demand around the world, and will continue to do so, whatever challenges may lie ahead.
I have to unmute myself as well. Thank you very much for your patience. So what's in it for you if you want to join Northstar right now? If you join Northstar right now, you will enjoy our founders membership rate, which is inclusive of our annual membership fee, our payment security fee, and our one-time application fee, as well as you will be also receiving one free pass for our kickoff meeting, September 26 to 29 at the Shangri-La in Bangkok. So that's great value that you receive right now as the founders package. So once you become a member of the network, we will then announce your company to all our members as well as our global database to further promote your company within our community. You will then also, of course, be added to our agency list, where you can identify the payment habits of all other members. And as Christian already explained, we will also showcase potential contracts that are featured with shipping lines from other members, and so on. You will also have access to our upcoming mobile intranet, which is an online platform to exchange leads as well as other social interactions with our members. And of course, we also have our WhatsApp members community, which is very active, where agents communicate on a daily basis with RFQs and purely business related, of course, communications going on. And as I said already earlier, with your free pass, you can attend our members meeting this September 26 to 29, 2022 at the Shangri-La in Bangkok, which will be held in conjunction with the Freight Summit, which is another very large freight forwarders event, a networking event. That's pretty much it from our side. Feel free to contact me or Christian or any of our colleagues at the Northstar team to help you with your membership application. And if you're really interested in the founders package, then right now is the right time to make use of this opportunity, because we are not offering this for much longer. If you're interested in availing of the package, just leave us your email address in the chat box and our team will email you the founders package details to you so you can make use of that right away. All right, thank you very much. I think we will only have one last thing, and that is a survey to basically tell us if we're doing a good enough job for you all. I would appreciate your quick feedback. Thank you once again for joining us today at the Northstar orientation meeting. I hope it was valuable for you and that you've learned something about our group. To officially end the program, please just answer those quick 3 questions, and that would help us a great deal. Once again, thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you in September for our meeting in Bangkok. Thank you.
Thank you very much.